It's a brand created post a vineyard. The Lowestoft vineyard was planted in 1972 and 8,000 vines a hectare. It really is one of Tasmania's, if not Australia's, most important Pinot producing sites. Tasmania is so exciting. So you've got this exciting vineyard and you've got this exciting state and you've got there's more you can do. There's more viticulture, there's more winemaking, and there's more resources that we can put into this. And who doesn't like Pinot? It's every winemaker's sort of little boy's dream is making a bunch of delicious Pinot. And the Lowestoft wines are born through a sort of an idea of trying to produce the highest quality, most age-worthy, most distinctive Pinot in Australia and Tasmania, obviously. The site that we have there provides wines that have inky colour, which is almost non-Pinot-esque. They have structure, layers of lacy structure, but it's structure nonetheless. It's not soft, slurpy, cordial, involved Pinot. These are wines that have real poise and grit and purpose. And so we had to create a brand that sort of celebrated that and had real poise and grit and purpose to the brand, and that's what Lowestoft's all about. It's a single site and a pinnacle of what we see as great Pinot winemaking in Australia and moreover in Tasmania, and we're championing what we see as being a truly unique and a really important site for the variety and for the Fogarty Wine Group. Our hero wine for Lowestoft is the single vineyard La Maison from the site, the original site. We have also the single vineyard wines, or the best barrels wines that come out under the umbrella of Lowestoft. And there's also a Chardonnay as well, which is particularly exciting. And there's actually a Lemire Chardonnay coming out soon, which is bangingly awesome. I guess the ethos for all of those wines that sit under the Lowestoft umbrella is hopefully the single vineyard wines are the best sites in the Cole, the best sites in the Derwent, things that have real presence and purity and interest and speak strongly of where they're from. And that's what Lowestoft in that regard is all about. It's about sort of just beautiful wines at the absolute pinnacle of Tasmanian winemaking and Australian winemaking for that matter. Tassie Pinot, okay, so someone far more akin to Pinot once at a wine show. We were talking about these wines, and there was Victorian winemakers quite confused about this wine that she said looked Shiraz-like, and the chair of judges goes, it doesn't look Shiraz-like, it looks more like Gevrey than Shiraz. And he's like, you can't be scared of Pinots that have structure and depth and concentration, and that's what Tassie for me has. Victorian Pinot is much finer, lighter, more ethereal, lacy, red-fruited, whereas Tassie Pinots can be much darker, more structural. They're still a distinctly light to medium-bodied wine in the scheme of things, but with a Pinot lens, they're really quite tight and involved and fine. We recently did a tasting with two Grand Cru Rousseau's Premier Cru Guillard from Gevrey and the La Maison, and they could have all come from the same region. In terms of colour, intensity and structure, we actually had a wine from Central Otago alongside it from Ripon, and that was the lightest wine of the five of them by far, which surprised most people we're tasting. They're wines with resolve and purpose. Southern Tasmania, Derwent, Cole, white, broad shoulders, kind of assertive kind of wines. Further north, they're lighter, lacier, more like Yarra Valley in Victoria. But yeah, for me, Tasmania and particularly Southern Tassie and East Tassie is ground zero for Australian high quality Pinot, and they're very exciting wines, and the future is hugely bright.